Joining me now is Democratic Congressman from Washington, Adam Smith. He's also the top Democrat on the House Armed Services Committee. Congressman, thank you so much for joining us here. It's great to see you as well. Thanks for being here in person. I want to start by asking you about something we didn't hear a whole lot about just then, which is the economy. These jobs numbers, they were revised down in June, the first time the economy lost jobs since the pandemic. And of course, a weaker than expected jobs report at 22,000 jobs added. What do you make of this?
Well, look, Trump is doing incredible damage to our country right now in policy after policy, with the tariff policy, with the immigration policy. We're seeing that with the economy. Inflation's coming back up. Jobs are disappearing. The estimates for the economy going forward have gone down. He has had a disastrous first 8 months in terms of the economy, and then he's placing us in danger by bombing Iran, bombing people in Venezuela. You know, he ran for office saying he was going to get us out of wars. Now he seems to be determined to get us into them. And his solution to all of this is to lie on an almost epic level. Listening to that press conference, lie after lie after lie. Now, to be fair, not everything he said was a lie, but a staggering number of it was. He didn't end 7 wars, and I'm pretty sure that when we changed the name from the Department of War to the Department of Defense in 1947, it wasn't because of wokeness. I mean, just the lies pouring out of his mouth. Well, meanwhile, we've got real problems that the truth could help address, like no jobs, increasing inflation, downgrading of the economy, conflicts that continue in Ukraine, in Gaza. Remember, this is the same guy who said that he would end the war in Ukraine on day 1. The lies never stop, and the American people keep paying the price for the reality that he is creating.
Let me ask you about his decision to rebrand effectively the Department of Defense to the Department of War. He basically said this is to send a strong signal in this moment. What do you make of the decision? What signal do you think it sends? Particularly, we just saw those stunning images, the leaders of China, North Korea, and Russia all clasping hands. It was a clear signal that they were trying to send to the West. What do you make of it? Congress, of course, has to do the official reading.
It is hard to adequately plumb the depths of the stupidity of everything that goes into this. Changing the word defense to war, what signal does it send? Absolutely frickin' nothing. It makes literally no difference. Now, what signal do you send when you slap a 50% tariff on India, a crucial nation that we're trying to make our ally in the fight against China and against Russia on economic? The signal that sends is to just go join our adversaries. Don't join us, all right? The reality of what he's doing has an impact, and he honestly holds a press conference and wastes all that time signing a document. Oh, I have changed the name of the Department of Defense to the Department of War. Oh, this is going to solve all the world's problems. What world are we living in that this is our president? This is what he thinks is important? While Xi and Putin and Kim Jong-un and Modi are meeting in China and plotting against us, this is his answer to that?
What do you think the president's response should be to that show of force, particularly, as you say, at a time when he has vowed to end the war in Ukraine? We have yet to see sanctions against Russia. It seems as though a meeting between Putin and Zelensky not on the table, not in the near future. Do you think it's time for sanctions? Do you think there's a sense the sanctions bill could
A couple of simple things to do here. One, build partnerships and alliances, which we had done effectively under the Biden administration. The AUKUS agreement between UK, Australia, and the U.S. strengthened us. The Quad between India, Japan, Australia, and the U.S. had strengthened us. We strengthened relationships with Japan and South Korea. China was really on their back foot because everybody in their neighborhood was with us trying to contain what China was doing. And now he's shoving them all away. And I saw a little bit of your story about raiding I think it was a Hyundai plant, which is going to alienate the hell out of South Korea, and we're going to push them away. He should be building partnerships and alliance, and he should be putting pressure on Putin. And by the way, it's not hard to put pressure on Putin in this situation. Ukraine is fighting valiantly. We have a 53-nation coalition helping them. Stick with that coalition, help arm Ukraine, sanction Russia. That's what puts pressure on Russia. Instead, he had that summit in Alaska where he basically gave Putin a big hug and said, "You're fine." That's the opposite of putting pressure on Russia.
Let me ask you about a domestic issue now, the looming potential government shutdown. Some of your Democratic colleagues signaling they are prepared to shut down the government if they feel as though Republicans do not work with them on bipartisan agenda items. Are you prepared to shut down the government? Would you vote no on a spending bill if you thought that you were cut out of the process?
That's slightly the wrong way to put it. I'm prepared to vote no on an appropriations package that is terrible for the country. All right. The consequences of that may well be that we don't fund the government for a short period of time. But to vote to continue down this path of destroying our economy, all the program cuts that he's put in place that have had a devastating impact, the cuts to Medicaid, the cuts to food programs, we have community health care clinics, rural health care clinics shutting down. No, we should not vote for that. We should not vote for that budget. And also, the president seems to think that no matter what we do, he can spend the money however he wants anyway. So if we don't fix that, what's the point in voting for something that he's not going to honor?
Back the last time when this was before Congress, there was a sense that Democrats, with Leader Schumer leading the way, blinked. And they allowed Republicans to effectively move forward with keeping the government open. Do you think it's imperative? Is there pressure on Democrats to have a different strategy?
Just so people understand, the Republicans control the House, they control the White House. All Democrats have is the filibuster in the Senate.
Yes.
They have 53 Republicans. To get to 60, they need 7 Democrats. A year ago, there was a whole lot of different issues on the table. So I don't blame what the Senate Democrats did on that. Here, I think we have a clear strategy. And that clear strategy should be, we don't want to shut down the government. We don't want to, vote against, but we're not going to vote for something that's terrible. And simple Medicaid, SNAP, impoundment, basic issues. And if we don't get them, we should not vote for it, whatever the consequences.
Congressman Smith, thank you so much for being here. And thanks for your patience and sticking around for this interview. Appreciate it.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.